70s.
Thanks to Main Street for letting us all this gear. There's some classics all out here. There's probably Teddy Boys, you know. There's the one that smashed the gear up in the first place. Right, and this one, we're going to dedicate it to the Teddy Boys. We hate them as much as you do, you know. And this one's called Anti-Social, and it's...
Skrewdriver from breezy Blackpool, attracted to London by the bright lights, streets paved with golden discs, and a recording contract they hadn't bothered to read, they swiftly fell foul of the new enemy of the punks, the Teddy Boys.
There's 5 of us and a 4 a roadie and a manageress. We're loading the gear up. There's about 1 mic stand left outside and a few drum stands. I look round the corner and there's all these Teddy Boys stood on the corner. And they all came down, he goes, "Hey, what we got here? We got some fucking punks, you know." So we never said anything because it's not wide when there's 30 of them. So we, you know, they started messing around, and you know, most Teddy Boys are pretty soft. So none of them would do anything, and they're all going, come on, you know, with all the mates behind them. And if any of us moved forward, they moved. And then finally one of them was brave enough to pick up the mic stand and shove it through the back window, you know, bust the window. And so he picked up one of his drum stands and just swung round and hit him in the teeth, knocked his teeth out.
Oh!
She's grateful.
As punk caught on among young people, it became a focus for traditional adolescent rivalries. Punk versus Ted was just the latest stage in an age-old war that's seen mods and rockers, football bother boys and skinheads come and go. Why have you come down here today?
To make peace with the Teds.
You talk to me.
Seriously?
I've just come down here, that's all. There's nothing else to do where I live.
Where did you come from?
From Kent.
From Kent?
Yeah.
What did you do during the week? What did you do during the week?
Work.
What at?
Shops to do.
Why have you come down?
Why? To do them. They do me during the week, I do them at the weekends. You know what I mean?
Why have you come down here?
Because I hate the...
No, come on, you just...
No, I'll come down, right, because it's our street. I'm allowed to come up here. Please say we ain't allowed, because the way we dress, we ain't allowed down here.
But on this rainy Saturday, the Teds didn't materialise, and the punks' display was more for the benefit of the police, the tourists and us.
John, the one in the brown cardigan.
Whilst Fleet Street's interest in punk was centred on the King's Road clashes, in Dryden Chambers, just off Oxford Street, punk's own journalists were more concerned about what success in media terms was doing to punk itself, and to them. Mark P. was a bank clerk in Deptford when he started Sniffing Glue magazine in July 1976 as a reaction to the apathy of the music press to the punk scene. Since then, his magazine has had dozens of imitators, and Mark has his own bands and is advisor to a record label. Danny is the current editor of Sniffing Glue. They feel that punk has moved on from its early image of dole queues and tower blocks.
I can't even know. I don't know, because obviously I could just talk about myself. I mean, I can go home tonight and I'm in the comfortable council house in Deptford, you know, and I'm not on the dole now because I had to go off it. I mean, you know, there is kids on the dole, but there's like hippies on the dole, there's Teds on the dole, you know.
So you think that was just an enormous generalisation?
Yeah, so you've got to have a base for anything. You've got to have a base. You know, anything you do, you've got to have a base. You've got to have one fault going through each of the minds in the movement. And then you break away, which was like, oh, we're all on the dole, we want change. And then it broke away, but it needed that strength, or otherwise you wouldn't have had a Clash, you wouldn't have had a Pistols.
But we've got no pride like this W working class sort of thing, oh, over this way, everyone. If people ain't, I ain't got any sympathy with people around my way. If they ain't got any idea, you know, what's going on, if they can't be bothered to get out of the office, in fact, we ain't got no sympathy with them. We're not trying to liberate the old generation. We've got no dopey illusions like the hippies having tomorrow, we're all ruling the country, nothing like that. But as long as people in this country are trying to stop us doing what we're doing, and that's the main thing. I mean,
how are they stopping you now, though? Because you formed your own...
Can't play.
Yeah, but as far as you two personally, very enterprising. You've got your own record label, your own group, and your own magazine. So who's stopping you doing what?
I mean, the records don't sell in Woolworths, do they? You know, the magazine doesn't. That's where the criteria comes.
I mean, there's an attitude, which is, like you said, it takes 2 hours to go, which has got nothing to do with the people we mix with, but nothing to do with where we come from. It's against the powers that be, if you like, right? But it's got nothing to do, I mean, I had about 3-4 nights a week over Bermondsey, like, you know. I've got a telephone in my bedroom. What's silliness about the dole being hard? 15 quid a week for nothing, that's hard, right, you know? Will give me that hardship the rest of my life. I don't want to go to work.
What did Mark's parents feel about him becoming a punk pundit?
No, they say that I ain't making any money, and I keep saying, well, like, when it's all over, I can become a big executive in a record company, and that calms them down. No, they think it's... They always say, oh, look, you know, don't do this, don't come around the pub when I'm there. But when I go around the pub, they buy me drinks all night, so they must like it.
What does your dad do?
He's a caretaker.
What does your dad do?
The docker. Was a docker, he's took the severance.
Yeah. Did your mum go out to work?
She's in catering. Still seems irrelevant.
Mum works in the factory, yes.